my question to my fellow candidates would be, man, what differentiates you from everybody else in your race?
So I guess I'll go first. So what differentiates me from everybody else? Well, first, I'm an independent, true independent. I'm not affiliated with any national or local party. I am, in a sense, affiliated with the Green Party. I maintain some of the websites for the Green Party, South Puget Sound. I work with Just Housing. I work with Thurston County Democrats, Thurston County Young Democrats. I work with the Libertarian Party, Thurston County. So many different people have come to me and said, we need somebody who's willing to represent us. And when I talk with other people, I say, do you feel like you're being represented by the people who are currently there? Are you represented by Maria Campbell? Are you represented by Danny Heck? Are you represented by these people who are supposedly representing you? And across the board, they say, no, I don't even know what they're doing. I'm not even that interested in how they're doing it. I just know it's not for me. It's not trickling down to me like they said that it was going to. So what differentiates me is I'm going to actually put forth those ideas that are going to help every single person that I can come across. Every single citizen in the state of Washington deserves to have some platform where they can say, I can rise above from this. And that's not what a lot of people have. They see themselves constantly crushed underneath financial issues, social issues, anything that anyone can find to beat them down. That's what they feel like, especially with social media. Bullying is an online disaster, but we see that, and how do we rise above that? How can we be better than how we're being bullied? And these are the ideas that we need to come across as a whole block, as not just your representative. It needs to be a community thing that we're doing. I represent the community.
Excellent. All right, so what separates me, and I'm in probably the most contentious race in Washington right now. In fact, it's now become, now that the last elections are over and the special elections are over, it's become the hottest race in the country right now.
Really?
Yeah, right now it's down to 6 Democratic candidates and I believe 2 Republicans, although one of them hasn't officially filed, and one independent, who's, I believe, Libertarian. I'm not sure. They're either Republican or Libertarian. And the biggest thing I would say that separates me, at least on the Democratic side, is that I'm not a pick of the Democratic Party. The impression I've gotten from the other candidates in the race, and they're open to admitting it, is they were picked by the Democratic Party to see if they could make a dent into the district and see what they're doing. And those who aren't are getting asked to drop out. It's a very interesting thing to watch and be a part of, and it's kind of nice to sit outside of that. I'm also, as we mentioned before, the only candidate in my race that's not taking corporate money. Some of the people who are claiming to be progressive have either already raised $250,000 from corporations and special interest groups, or they've gone to Wall Street or had local functions off of Wall Street to raise money for their campaign. And it's the wrong sources. They're not getting it from independent people. I'm not saying they haven't got anything from independent people. They have their friends and family coalition that all of us have as a network who are going to support them inherently. But their focus isn't grassroots campaigns. It's platitudes, and it's refining to get what the thing is. Like right now we have an actual nurse in the race who's talking about access to healthcare and how there's more than one option to solve our healthcare solutions. As he pointed out, Medicare for All is the smarter, it's the cheaper option. We already have all the infrastructure set up to do it. So it's crazy to see the training and the indoctrination that comes even with candidates who may have entered the race with a specific progressive message.
What separates me, I think, from other candidates is in 2016, I ran as a true independent. I ran as, I think my wife summed up the premise of my campaign as reboot the system. I think the government was designed to be bloodlessly overthrown on a regular basis. About every 6 years, we can replace every federal officer. So the concept that it had to devolve to violence is something that irritates me. I found that running as a pure independent did not generate any news interest, did not generate any media interest. My belief that national top-down parties are corrupt and corrupt the people who run for them is still there. This time around, my intent is to run as a coalition candidate. I've already got the Justice Party, not Justice Dems, endorsement. I am looking for Green, but now that I've met that there's another representative in the state who works closely with the Green Party of Washington State, that might explain why I've been having a hard time getting some communications with them. Good luck. I hope they have. I hope if they endorse one of us, you are fine by me. Our Voice, Our Revolution, Bernie-crats. I'm trying to get a true coalition of all of the progressive independent parties behind one candidate. At the moment, I think I'd be the best representative. If in conversation another independent candidate can convince me that they're a better representative, I will happily let them. But for the moment, I think I've got the best platform, the best plan. My intent is to build a coalition of all the progressive parties behind one candidate and get the support of numerous groups, but not be beholden to any one group, as a proof of the principle that ground up parties are a positive thing, despite my previous opinion, my previous supposition that all parties are in some way corrupt. I think the premise is the Democrats and the Republicans may have at one time been ground up. They may have been a positive thing. But once they got to the point where they have a national party that dictates down to state candidates, that's no longer a representative democracy.